could deliver economic growth to Green Country in a way never seen before. But linking the state's two largest cities by passenger rail has only been a dream. But there's a new development that supporters of that dream may want to hear. 2 News reporter Brandon Richard is live in the newsroom to tell us all about it. Brandon.
Marla, we've learned a private company has expressed interest in a passenger rail service between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, and they're even willing to put their own money on the line. Linking the state's two largest metropolitan areas by passenger rail is often met with a lot of skepticism. But former Tulsa councilor Rick Westcott says passenger rail is really not as far out as it would seem.
If anybody tells it's going to take more than 2 or 3 years, I think they don't have all their facts.
Westcott is chairman of the board that advises the state task force studying this issue. The task force was created last year in a bill authored by State Senator Brian Crane. Like Westcott, Crane believes it may one day happen, and he says the sooner the better.
We need to start thinking about 50 years from now, 60 years from now. What is it that we need to have in Tulsa in order to allow people to come and go into our community, to do business, to live, to enjoy the adventure of being in Tulsa?
Westcott says a private company is interested in turning an existing rail line used to haul freight between the two cities into one that could haul passengers instead.
I talked to a private company a couple of weeks ago who, interestingly enough, would be willing to pay to rehabilitate the existing line that the state owns, also pay to put the rolling stock on the rail, and pay to operate the service.
Westcott says the company could have service established in 6 months and would save taxpayers money. Now, Westcott didn't want to identify the company. He didn't want to risk any, or jeopardize rather, any potential negotiations that could take place between that company and the state. Live in the newsroom, Brandon Richard, 2 News works for you.
Thank you, Brandon. And the task force studying this issue plans to release their final report by the end of this year.